Officer Greg Thompson stood at the edge of the frozen lake, his breath forming misty clouds in the frigid air. He never anticipated the chilling sight that awaited him as he approached the crash site, a massive truck, its metal frame twisted and partially submerged in the icy waters, had broken through the seemingly solid ice road that the state opened every year. As more units responded to the scene, it became evidently clear to Officer Todd Thompson that this wasn't just an unfortunate accident. Someone had deliberately sabotaged the ice road so that the truck would fall through. But why? This question lingered in his mind as he surveyed the area, taking note of the chaos and urgency surrounding the incident. The initial confusion turned to alarm when the officers discovered the unusual cargo inside the truck. It was not the typical freight one would expect on such a road, and this discovery led them to hastily evacuate the entire area, realizing the potential danger posed by the cargo. Every year, part of the main road would close down due to a protected animal species that would hibernate there during winter. To keep traffic flowing, they had a special road made that would be a beautiful grass field during summer and an ice road in the winter. Only specific vehicles were allowed to enter, and they all had to have ice chains around their wheels. There had been some trial and error in the beginning of opening the road, but now, after 5 years of use, everything always went smoothly. Well, that was until this year. One early morning, a truck suddenly crashed through the ice. No one had seen it coming, and the driver barely made it out without any scratches. It truly baffled everyone, as a truck almost twice the size of that truck had driven over the road the day before without any issues. That was why Officer Greg Thompson was called to investigate the crash. The road workers suspected foul play, as they were all certain the road had to be strong enough to hold the weight of such a truck. Officer Thompson began his investigation by questioning everyone working on the road if they had seen anything suspicious. No one had actually seen anything, which wasn't making their case very strong. It also didn't help that Officer Thompson already thought they were reaching a bit too far before he even arrived at the scene. He figured the ice had melted a little, he just couldn't believe someone would tamper with a road like that. It made no sense, though the road was only used for freight transport. Who would want to tamper with that? But as he looked around the road, he began to see some signs he simply couldn't ignore. Somewhere close to the crash site were tire tracks, and no one could tell them from which car they came. As more incident response teams showed up, Officer Thompson found more and more evidence: a crowbar in the bushes, food wrappers none of the road workers had seen before, and used gloves in the trash. It was almost as if the people who had done this wanted to be found. Officer Thompson bagged everything and took it with him to the lab for DNA testing. He knew it was a long shot. The people who did this probably used the gloves to hold on to the crowbar and eat their food. But maybe a bit of someone's saliva had gotten onto one of the rares, or someone had left a few hairs behind on the gloves. Officer Thompson knew he had to at least try. Sadly, there was no hit. The people who had done this either were very clean or had never done anything illegal before. He decided to go back to the scene and try to find more evidence. Someone had to have screwed up somehow, it just had to. And most importantly, Officer Thompson had to figure out why specifically this truck had crashed. The crash site was now swarming with response teams. They were trying to figure out how to best get the truck out of the water, but they couldn't move it as long as Officer Thompson was investigating the incident. He had to give them permission to lift the truck out of the water, but first, he had to know what was inside. The ice around the sides of the truck had cracked, so getting to the back of the truck was a little bit tricky. He also couldn't simply open the truck's cargo doors, as they were halfway under the water. He eventually came up with a plan. They had to lift the backside of the truck out of the water, and once they had done that, he could look inside. Officer Thompson approached the driver who shivered beside the road. He asked about the cargo and any odd events before the crash. The driver, confused, claimed ignorance about the load. Thompson, sensing the urgency, used his phone to call for specialized help. He contacted a crane service and a dive team, explaining the situation's urgency. Both teams were dispatched quickly, showcasing Thompson's effective communication. While waiting for the crane and dive team, Thompson coordinated with the emergency team on site. They secured the area, setting up barriers and warning signs to keep onlookers safe. Thompson checked the equipment, ensuring everything needed for the recovery was on hand. His actions kept the scene organized, preventing further accidents and preparing for the crane and divers' arrival. The crane arrived with a rumble, its massive frame towering over the scene. But the divers, equipped for the cold, briefed Thompson on their plan. They inspected the ice and water on the truck, determining the best way to attach the cables without causing more damage. The professionalism in Thompson's oversight promised a smooth operation. Thompson launched as divers plunged into the icy water, moving with purpose. They worked around the submerged truck, attaching cables securely above. The crane operator stood ready, waiting for Thompson's signal. Thompson communicated between the divers and the crane operator, ensuring everyone was synchronized for the lift. As the divers signaled success, Thompson gave the crane operator the go-ahead. The crane's gears groaned as it began to lift the truck slowly. Thompson monitored the operation closely, ready to adjust the plan if needed. The truck started to emerge from the water, revealing more of its hidden secrets inch by inch. With the truck partially out of the water, Thompson began planning the next phase. He discussed with the team the need to secure the vehicle for a thorough inspection. The truck, still hanging from the crane, was a puzzle waiting to be solved. Thompson knew the importance of the cargo's inspection, which would require careful handling and expertise. The operation continued, with more discoveries looming on the horizon. Thompson and his team, with the help of specialized equipment, managed to secure the truck on land. They set up a makeshift examination area nearby and began the meticulous process of inspecting the cargo. What they found inside shocked them all. The cargo consisted of highly hazardous materials, clearly indicating that this was not an ordinary transport. The discovery raised even more questions about why someone would go to such lengths to sabotage the ice road and endanger not only the driver but also the surrounding environment. Thompson immediately contacted federal agencies and environmental experts to assist with the investigation. The situation escalated into a national concern, with discussions on transportation safety, environmental protection, and potential terrorist threats. As the investigation unfolded, Thompson's leadership and dedication shone through. A coordinated effort between multiple agencies facilitated information sharing and ensured that every lead was followed upon. The revelations from the investigation led to significant changes in transportation protocols, security measures, and environmental regulations. Thompson's role in uncovering the truth and addressing the broader implications of the incident earned him recognition and respect within the law enforcement community. The aftermath of the crash and subsequent investigation left a lasting impact on everyone involved. It served as a reminder of the constant vigilance required in safeguarding public safety and protecting the environment against potential threats. Thompson's resolve and commitment to justice underscored the importance of dedicated individuals in upholding law and order in society.